Hello everybody from Kozmik Nails. This is Christy. I got a lot of requests on how I did that wave underneath my shark nails. So I'm going to do a quick how-to of how to do it today. I kind of put it off a little bit because I had my tiki luau on my other hand and I didn't want to give it away. Okay, I got most of my goodies ready. I've got my wrap. I've got some tissue paper. I'll tell you more about that later. And I'm going to use this cat eye gel that I got from a good friend, Rochelle, for Christmas. I greatly appreciate it, Rochelle. And my Kozmik Nail 2-in-1 gel top coat. I'm going to use the gel method to apply the shark wrap today. Okay, for the wave, I put the wave on my base nail and I dipped over it. So I'm going to show you how I did the wave first. This is the first round of gel polish. I'm just going to cover the whole thing, and since it's a cat eye, we'll use the magnet, but I'm going to use the circle end of the magnet to help create those waves. I'm just going to alternate down the side of the nail, and then I'm going to do the other side the same exact way. See the start? How good is that? And this is just the start. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cure that, full cure. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put another layer on top. But this time I'm going to alternate in different places so you really get that rippling effect. Then I'm going to go right down the backbone of that nail, or the spine of the nail, and just do 3 circles, just like that. Now I've really got that beautiful wave look. I'm going to go ahead and cure that. And after you cure it, you're going to want to use some alcohol and some lint-free wipes so you can get that sticky layer, that tacky layer off. Okay, now I'm going to prep for the wrap. So I'm going to use my Kozmik Nails 2-in-1 gel top coat. I'm going to put a layer over this, and then I'm just going to zap it twice real fast. In and out, and then in and out. Okay, now this step I go a little extra on. You don't have to do this. I like to cut my wrap specifically to my nail shape. So I'll go through and I'll make a stencil. I use tissue paper, just like this, and I'll wrap it around. And you can use a clothespin to hold the bottom side of that to help it stay in place. Easy peasy. And then I'm going to use a juicy pen, and I'm just going to trace the general outline of my nail. Now you can see I have a quick little stencil. You can cut this out, transfer it over to like cardstock, and have a permanent little stencil that you can use all the time. And you can see by the comparison it's going to be bigger, but that's because it's a flat surface versus a round surface. So you always have plenty of wrap. Now I'm just going to lay that on there however I want and then cut that out. Now you don't have to take this step. You can definitely just cut out a rectangle and be totally fine with that. It's up to you. There's just more cleanup work afterwards. Another great thing about this wrap is since it's on clear, the little sharks could be cut out and individually placed if you didn't want to mess with the wrap aspect of it. Okay, let's check that there. See? Perfection. Okay, here's my little bottle with acetone and my little brush that I use for cleanup. Neat little handy trick there. For newbies, I recommend the wet Q-tip method, but if you're experienced, just dunk it in there. Since I'm doing the gel method on this one, I'm not too concerned about the extra water, whereas if you were using dip liquids to do this, you would definitely need to pat some of the extra water off of this because it will turn white once it hits the dip liquids. As you can see how easily that slides, that means it's ready. If it doesn't slide that easily, it needs more water. So I'm gonna lightly press it down at the back cuticle line and slowly slide that off. And then I'm gonna slowly start pressing down the spine or the bridge of the nail, just like that. Once you've got it in place, then you can start working your sides and slowly start molding it to your nail. You need to work slowly and not try to force it because you can crack your wrap or you can stretch your wrap out. Either way doesn't look good. Now when it comes down to the cuticle line, you're just going to slowly start pressing it down very slowly, molding it to it. There might be some slight folding. That's okay, because as soon as you put that gel top coat or the dip and all that other stuff on top of it, it will all just fade away and disappear. Okay, now I'm going to start doing the cleanup work underneath. So I'm going to take my little bottle with acetone, see my little brush, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to melt the edges just like that. It'll help keep it in place, keep it from splitting, popping off, all that kind of good stuff. So basically all we're doing is just melting it. You need to be careful not to go too crazy because then it can start to affect your wrap along the top. You don't want to have any acetone spill on the sides of it where it might show. Now that we've got it in place and we like it, go ahead and do a full cure and then we're ready to do. Okay, to give this one depth, I'm going to dip over the gel polish and over the wrap. So now I'm going to apply my base liquid and I'm going to do the pour over. I have found it's so much better to do the pour over method with jelly because whenever you're doing the pour over method, a lot of times you'll notice that the big things just kind of bounce off and don't attach. So for jelly dips, that is great because whenever you're doing it, any of the large crystals or extra big things will just kind of bounce off and you get just the good stuff on your nail. That's also why if you bought a mini or larger, I sent extra red glitter. That way you could hand place, because a lot of it is just going to bounce off if using the pour over method. Another quick tip is if you ever get a glitter that's like half on, half off, just use your little nail clippers and just clip that bitch down. Okay, gonna dust and we're gonna do it all over again. Okay, I'm going to activate, and I'm not going to buff afterwards. I am just going to go straight to my gel top coat because it's also great for encapsulation. Now check this beauty out. It's got the deep wave look. Now you could definitely change it up and put the wrap on top versus underneath all that. That's completely up to you how you choose to do it. But that's the basic method of how I did my nails. Happy Shark Week, everybody, and I hope you have fun creating. Okay, let's activate and see what beautiful we've got. I'm not going to file, I'm not going to buff, I'm going straight in with my Kozmik Nails 2-in-1 because it's also great to help encapsulate if you didn't know that. All right, so here's my deep sharks with the waves underneath the dip. Look at that, so beautiful. Now, of course, you can also do the waves, the dips, and then the wraps on top. That works as well. This is just the way that I designed this particular one. Happy Shark Week, everyone.